Chapter 5 of The Lady with the Dog and Other Stories. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Lady with the Dog and Other Stories by Anton Chekhov. Translated by Constance Garnett. Chapter 5 The Head of the Family. It is, as a rule, after losing heavily at cards, or after a drinking bout, when an attack of dyspepsia is setting in, that Stepan Stepanitch Zhilin wakes up in an exceptionally gloomy frame of mind. He looks sour, rumpled, and dishevelled. There is an expression of displeasure on his grey face, as though he were offended or disgusted by something. He dresses slowly, sips his Vichy water deliberately, and begins walking about the rooms. "I should like to know what beast comes in here and does not shut the door," he grumbles angrily, wrapping his dressing-gown about him and spitting loudly. "Take away that paper. Why is it lying about here? We keep 20 servants, and the place is more untidy than a pothouse. Who was that ringing? Who the devil is that?" "That's Anfissa, the midwife, who brought our Fedya into the world," answers his wife. "Always hanging about, those cadging toadies." "There's no making you out, Stepan Stepanitch. You asked her yourself, and now you scold." "I'm not scolding. I am speaking. You might find something to do, my dear, instead of sitting with your hands in your lap, trying to pick a quarrel. Upon my word, women are beyond my comprehension. Beyond my comprehension. How can they waste whole days doing nothing? A man works like an ox, like a beast, while his wife, the partner of his life, sits like a pretty doll, sits and does nothing but watch for an opportunity to quarrel with her husband by way of diversion. It's time to drop these schoolgirlish ways, my dear. You are not a schoolgirl, not a young lady. You are a wife and a mother. You turn away? It's not agreeable to listen to the bitter truth." "It's strange that you only speak the bitter truth when your liver is out of order." "That's right. Get up a scene." "Have you been out late, or playing cards?" "What if I have? Is that anybody's business? Am I obliged to give an account of my doings to anyone? It's my own money I lose, I suppose. What I spend, as well as what is spent in this house, belongs to me. Me, do you hear? To me." And so on, all in the same style, but at no other time is Stepan Stepanitch so reasonable, virtuous, stern, or just as at dinner, when all his household are sitting about him. It usually begins with the soup. After swallowing the first spoonful, Zhilin suddenly frowns and puts down his spoon. "Damn it all," he mutters, "I shall have to dine at a restaurant, I suppose." "What's wrong?" asked his wife anxiously. "Isn't the soup good?" "One must have the taste of a pig to eat hot wash like that. There's too much salt in it. It smells of dirty rags, more like bugs than onions. It's simply revolting, Anfissa Ivanovna," he says, addressing the midwife. "Every day I give no end of money for housekeeping. I deny myself everything, and this is what they provide for my dinner. I suppose they want me to give up the office and go into the kitchen to do some cooking myself." "The soup is very good to-day," the governess ventures timidly. "Oh, you think so?" says Zhilin, looking at her angrily from under his eyelids. "Every one to his taste, of course. It must be confessed our tastes are very different, Varvara Vassilievna. You, for instance, are satisfied with the behaviour of this boy." Zhilin, with a tragic gesture, points to his son Fedya. "You are delighted with him, while I am disgusted, yes." Fedya, a boy of 7, with a pale, sickly face, leaves off eating and drops his eyes. His face grows paler still. "Yes, you are delighted, and I am disgusted. Which of us is right?
I cannot say, but I venture to think, as his father, I know my own son better than you do. Look how he is sitting. Is that the way decently brought-up children sit? Sit properly."
Fedya tilts his chin up, cranes his neck, and fancies that he is holding himself better. Tears come into his eyes.
"Eat your dinner. Hold your spoon properly. You wait. I'll show you, you horrid boy. Don't dare to whimper. Look straight at me."
Fedya tries to look straight at him, but his face is quivering and his eyes filled with tears.
"Ah, you cry. You're naughty, and then you cry. Go stand in the corner, you beast."
"But let him have his dinner first," his wife intervenes.
"No dinner for him. Such rascals don't deserve dinner."
Fedya, wincing and quivering all over, creeps down from his chair and goes into the corner.
"You won't get off with that,"
his parent persists.
"If nobody else cares to look after your bringing up, so be it. I must begin. I won't let you be naughty and cry at dinner, my lad. Idiot! You must do your duty. Do you understand? Do your duty. Your father works, and you must work too. No one must eat the bread of idleness. You must be a man, a man."
"For God's sake, leave off," says his wife in French. "Don't nag at us before outsiders, at least. The old woman is all ears, and now, thanks to her, all the town will hear of it."
"I am not afraid of outsiders," answers Zhilin in Russian. "Anfissa Ivanovna sees that I am speaking the truth. Why do you think I ought to be pleased with the boy? Do you know what he costs me? Do you know what he costs me? Do you know, you nasty boy, what you cost me? Or do you imagine that I coin money, that I get it for nothing? Don't howl. Hold your tongue. Do you hear what I say? Do you want me to whip you, you young ruffian?"
Fedya wails aloud and begins to sob. "This is insufferable," said his mother, getting up from the table and flinging down her dinner napkin. "You never let us have dinner in peace. Your bread sticks in my throat." And putting her handkerchief to her eyes, she walks out of the dining-room.
"Now she is offended,"
grumbles Zhilin with a forced smile.
"She's been spoilt. That's how it is, Anfissa Ivanovna. No one likes to hear the truth nowadays. It's all my fault, it seems."
Several minutes of silence follow. Zhilin looks around at the plates, and noticing that no one has yet touched their soup, heaves a deep sigh and stares at the flushed and uneasy face of the governess.
"Why don't you eat, Varvara Vassilyevna?" he asked. "Offended, I suppose. I see. You don't like to be told the truth. You must forgive me, it's my nature. I can't be a hypocrite. I always blurt out the plain truth. But I notice that my presence is unwelcome. No one can eat or talk while I am here. Well, you should have told me, and I would have gone away. I will go."
Zhilin gets up and walks with dignity to the door. As he passes the weeping Fedya, he stops.
"After all that has passed here, you are free,"
he says to Fedya, throwing back his head with dignity.
"I won't meddle in your bringing up again. I wash my hands of it. I humbly apologize that as a father, from a sincere desire for your welfare, I have disturbed you and your mentors. At the same time, once for all, I disclaim all responsibility for your future."
Fedya wails and sobs more loudly than ever. Zhilin turns with dignity to the door and departs to his bedroom. When he wakes from his after-dinner nap, he begins to feel the stings of conscience. He is ashamed to face his wife, his son, Anfissa Ivanovna, and even feels very wretched when he recalls the scene at dinner. But his amour-propre is too much for him. He has not the manliness to be frank, and he goes on sulking and grumbling. Waking up next morning, he feels in excellent spirits, and whistles gaily as he washes. Going into the dining room to breakfast, he finds there Fedya, who at the sight of his father gets up and looks at him helplessly.
"Well, young man," Zhilin greets him good-humouredly, sitting down to the table, "what have you got to tell me, young man? Are you all right? Well, come, Chubby, give your father a kiss."
With a pale, grave face, Fedya goes up to his father and touches his cheek with his quivering lips, then walks away and sits down in his place without a word. End of chapter 5.